All right, welcome back, and this is Still Rubbing Minds. If you're just joining us, again, happy Mother's Day to our mothers out there. And just before we went into the news segment, I did mention to you that it's been an exciting week in Nigeria, especially media-wise, with all the news that's happening. We also had the business community buzzing with the World Economic Forum. And in our discussion session, we have a very interesting guest. You all know him, and we are discussing a very important subject. Are we the turning point generation in Nigeria? You know Chude Jideonwo. He is an entrepreneur, award-winning journalist, and a respected young African leader. He is about to hit the stands with a new book this month, and it's his second effort as an author. The book was published by Kachifo Limited, a leading publishing house that has published some of the continent's notable writers, including Chimamanda Adichie Sefi Atta and Binyavanga Wainana. The new book is a literal tour de force of carefully laid out arguments in the author's witty conversational style. Welcome to the show, Chude.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show.
Great, great.
I was wondering who that was.
Well, first of all, by extension, happy Mother's Day to your mother.
Thank you. Yes,
Did you get her any gift?
We are in conversation.
You're working on it. All right. Well, as I mentioned, we have certainly had. I couldn't really describe this week. It's been really exciting for those who work in the media space. It's been tragic for many of us as Nigerian citizens watching from our homes what's being said about our country and the people representing our country, and most of all, our thoughts and concerns about the safety of the girls who are missing, who were abducted by militants in the northern part of our country. A lot to talk about. Why don't we start on your thoughts on all that's happened? Let's start with the kidnapping situation.
I mean, I have said a lot about the kidnapping over the past two weeks. And my thoughts are not too far separated from that of many young Nigerians or that of many Nigerians, so to speak. I am shocked, on a continuing daily basis. I'm no less shocked today than I was 1 week ago that we are no closer to finding the girls, and that the only source of hope that we have at the moment is assistance from foreign governments. I am saddened by the fact that those who surround the commander-in-chief appear to think that this is yet another round of, us against them.
And politicking.
Yes, which is just awful because it isn't, I am also worried about the implications for our country if this state, continues. How do people have faith that their state can protect them? How do people have faith that if they give birth to children in this environment, that the country deserves to even have those children, because those children can grow on to be great, leaders of the nation. So even more than that, I'm thinking about the impact of all this confusion on the young people in the Northeast, the young girls who are fortunately not kidnapped, who are living in that part of the country and are looking at their country fail them on a daily basis. What kind of country do they see? What kind of nation will they grow into? What kind of education are they going to have? What kind of communities are they living in? What kind of country are we presenting to ourselves and other younger people?
It's certainly lots of questions to ask. Before we continue, let's take a look at this report on the Bring Back Our Girls campaign that's been ongoing over the past 3 weeks and basically peaked all of last week. So let's take a look.
So, but we promise that wherever these girls are, we'll surely get them out.
Less than 24 hours after that promise from the president,
We want our girls!
at the center of the capital of Nigeria's commercial city, Lagos. Gathered here, men and women clad in red T-shirts. The young, the old, all of them join in the walk. The inscriptions on their placards, the chants and sing-songs easily capture the essence of their campaign. Early Monday morning, all of them despising the scorching sun. They left their jobs and whatever their endeavors may be, and they are out on Lagos streets. Activists, artists, all of them are saying one thing: bring back our girls. What they are asking the government to do and all the security operatives is to bring back the over 200 abducted girls from Chibok. The almost 2-kilometer walk leads to the governor's office in Ikeja. As security operatives work on clearing the protesters into the government house gates, the coordinators of the rally tell us about their concerns.
We believe him as our president. We are just urging him to continue the fight. This is not the first time. This is not the first time. Our children were murdered. In bringing that Kadi everywhere. They were murdered.
It appears we might be seeing more of these kind of rallies, but for how long I sought to know from the coordinator.
How long are you going to do this? Till as long as it takes till the children are returned to their parents.
We will do this and come back until our children come back. How can we go to sleep at night?
Governor of Lagos, Babatunde Fashola, is away on the state assignment. His deputy, amongst others cabinet members, received the concerned Nigerians.
We shall do all our possible best to assist the federal government of Nigeria and the Security Council in ensuring that we have these young souls, young girls back to their families.
So many questions are on the minds of Nigerians, especially the parents and guardians of the abducted schoolgirls. Finding them is the ultimate for everyone. Definitely, Nigeria needs help in this case, and some concerned Nigerians want government to consider some more sophisticated approach to the search. As the Lagos rally was going on, in Abeokuta, the capital of Ogun State, within the same southwest region of the country, wife of the state governor, Mrs. Funsho Amosun, leads the protest there.
Tomorrow it could be anywhere. Today it's other people's children. Tomorrow it could be ours. Please assist us, Your Excellency.
An attack on one is an attack on all, because it can happen anywhere. So I want to assure you that your letter will be delivered.
Bring back our girls is the popular slogan on the lips of most Nigerians, and the campaign has now taken a global dimension. Almost a month since those girls have been missing, the protesters say they won't rest until the innocent girls are brought back safely.